Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Peter Steedman and I am a psychic energy surgeon, a medium, a healer, and I've been working in this spiritual psychic field professionally for over 30 years. I have worked all over the world by Zoom, online, remotely, in person. I have met extraordinary people and heard the most amazing, profound spiritual and psychic stories firsthand. And I also wanted to interview some of these people and hear their stories so that you could also hear them as well. It would be wonderful if you could make a comment beneath this video and also like and subscribe, because then you get all the updates. I've got so much more to come on these channels. Please enjoy this next session. Thank you. Okay, so welcome to you, Sheri. Thank you for coming along and joining with me to share your story. And what I want to do was just to get you to introduce yourself to anyone who's watching, because all this came about because I put a message out there that says anyone had an amazing spiritual psychic experience which had a profound effect on them, and you were one of those that sent in this amazing story. So share with others a little bit about yourself, if you would, please.
Okay, my name is Sheri. I'm the mother of Craig, who was killed in the year 2000 in a car crash. It was a traumatic car crash and it shocked the whole family, who immediately all came to the family home, and we all gathered together and we were trying to sort of stay a little bit upbeat, but we all felt very, very grief struck. And it was the day after Craig had died, and we were there looking out. My husband was actually in the kitchen doing the washing up where he normally is. I was stood at the door looking out over my family and miles away in my thoughts when I heard somebody make a noise. And I thought, what was that? And looked, and I saw this huge, absolutely beautiful dragonfly. It was all the hues of blue and it just shone in the sunlight. It was a beautiful day. But what I saw, I couldn't believe, because it went round each one of my children's heads, round their legs, and it picked all 5 of the children to do this. Then it came into the house. I ducked as it went past me. It went to my husband. It circled his head, his legs. Then it came to me and did the same to me. And I was still agog, and so everybody else. We were stood absolutely still. And I watched as this dragonfly flew off into the blue sky and was gone. And the first thing that came to mind was that was Craig saying goodbye to us. I just couldn't believe it. I felt it was him saying goodbye.
Have you had any experiences since then of the dragonflies?
Yes, my family keeps seeing them. They keep coming into their gardens. I personally haven't seen one since we moved house. We moved from the family home to a smaller home because all the children had left home anyway. And I haven't seen them since we've been here. But there's a lot of building work going on.
Sure.
That's probably,
No, it's an amazing story. Had you had anything prior to that that had made you aware of anything beyond death at all?
Yes. When I was nearly 6 years old, my little brother died tragically. And the first I knew of it, I saw my parents coming home, and I was sat on the doorstep wondering why the door was locked, but he was in. And my parents came in and I asked where my brother was, and they said, he's gone to heaven. And I didn't know at the time what heaven meant. I had no idea where he'd gone. I was expecting him to come back. My parents were sat crying and hugging each other, and I was just left on the outside sort of wondering what happened. And I was told to go to bed. So I went up to bed and I went into my brother's room to see the cot, and there he was, led in the cot. And I put my hand through the bars on the cot and stroked his head, and he was warm. I could see him breathing, and I was so I thought, well, I must go and tell mum and dad because they think he's gone and he hasn't. And I ran downstairs to tell them, and I got the biggest telling off of my life. I was told to go straight to bed, not to talk such rubbish, and how could I be so cruel and never to mention his name again.
Since everything that's happened since Craig has gone, what has been the most help for you in that grieving process?
Knowing that death isn't the end, knowing that there is some life past death and that his energy is still around us.
Do you get anything happening in your own home that that is also, you think, connected to psychic and things that go bump in the night?
All the time, all the time. And I've had so many funny things happen and things that aren't so funny, and I just tell them to stop it.
Yes.
And I go back to sleep or do whatever I was doing. It's nothing to be afraid of at all. That nobody comes to frighten you.
We're very protected as long as we're being sensible. We're very responsible. We're very protected, and it's what would you say to others who may be grieving or going through that process of finding it very hard to come to terms with the loss of someone? What would you say?
I would say it takes time, and you have to allow yourself to heal and not listen to other people saying, oh, you'll be all right, you'll get over it, don't worry, you know, all this sort of thing. Don't listen to what people say. Go with your own feeling. Allow yourself time to heal. Be kind to yourself, and just try and understand that that's not the end. We do see them again. Do you do anything such as some people will put really nice photographs around, happy photographs of the person they loved, so that's very healing to be reminded of that. Some people will plant a rose or a bush in the gardens. Every time it flowers, it represents that experience of life blossoming and them dying, them growing stronger. So there's lots of things people do which find very personal and relevant to them. And have you done anything like that at all? Well, Craig was actually born at a time when I was taking honey, and we always nicknamed him our honeybee baby. So honeybees have always been a part of our life, no matter, you know, it just reminds us. We've got little hotels where honeybees or bees go in, put their eggs that will develop into bees. We've got plants that encourage bees, and try and encourage that into our garden. That to us is a sign that Craig's still around.
Absolutely. I think it's really important to have something like that, isn't it? Which is,
definitely.
when we're connected to nature, we're connected to spirit. And I think that's, for me, you talk about healing ourselves. We also have to give time for spirit to adjust and to heal because of the trauma they've gone through, adjustments they have to make. There is a healing process within that as well. But as we heal, as we grieve less, then it makes it easier for Craig and others to be around us, not feeling sad, but actually feeling very supportive, humorous, and part of our journey, part of our life, which is wonderful. What about the rest of your family? How have they managed and coped with this?
Not very well. The rest of the family don't really know how much I know about how I feel about Craig. They feel the grief still. It's still very raw with all of them. And unfortunately, some moved away to get away from the area. The others have gone on with their lives and just got on with things and put it behind them. We do talk about Craig. There's a few of us that still talk about Craig all the time, laugh and joke about the funny things that he did. And we've got his photographs everywhere, so they're used to Craig everywhere.
I think that's the best way to work with that, really. And every time you see the photograph, you can say, hello, Craig. And when you go to bed at night, you can say, night, Craig.
Yes, I do. By my bed, I think always say good night.
It's so important for them. It must be very hard for spirit sometimes to be able to draw close to their loved ones, but also be told you may not be seen, you may not be heard. And grief can put like a dark cloak over us. So that soul could be stood right beside you. And if you're grieving and that shut down, then you can't even feel it. So it's important to be able to to open and to give a chance to know that grief is not a set time, as you say. It's personal to each person, but at the same time to bring in those happy memories as well, and that means the person in spirit remembers the happy memories too, and that helps them to adjust. So it's lovely to remember, Craig, like that, and I really appreciate you being able to share it, because I do think that people need to hear more of these real experiences and to know that there is hope, and to think about it maybe in a different way, or maybe to confirm even the thoughts that they had but they weren't sure about. And so that's something that's really good. So I'll bring this to an end here now, Sheri, but thank you for sharing that with us. And I hope that people find that interesting. And of course, they're always welcome to contact me, or someone might say, can I contact Sheri to speak to her about something? So if you are open to that, I can always pass them on to you if appropriate. Yeah, so that might be that. Yeah, it'd be good. So thank you anyway, and we'll speak to you very soon. Okay, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, press the like button and subscribe. Feel free to leave any comments, any questions, and look forward to more inspirational videos.